Okay, my name is Zakashi, guys, and in this video here I'm going to be giving you guys a CC guide so that you guys can have the best odds of pulling Fusing, Super Vegito and Gogeta Blue. It's absolutely insane that they decided to drop both of these units, but for this video, I know a lot of you guys will really be looking forward to this video. I need you guys to press that subscribe button. We are on the way to 100,000 subscribers, very close to 90,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate if you just press that red button. I'm going to be giving you every single way in this video, so you guys be sure to tap in. But of course, I wish you guys the best luck going forward for this anniversary. I don't have much more to say in this intro. Both units look absolutely spectacular, so I understand everybody wants them really well. My summons didn't go the best, but that doesn't mean yours should either. So we're going to lock in here, pay attention to everything I got to say. Let's get straight into this. Alright, so just before we get further into this video, I wanted to talk about the things that you could see just off the 6th anniversary beginning. Now, I will go into some of these in a lot more detail, but I feel like some of these you should just already look at and be like, alright, cool, I've already got some of this CC, or some of this CC will be landing to me in the near time soon. So the first thing we got is the 4K CC missions. That's referring to the 6th anniversary medals. I've dropped a video on how you can get the 6th anniversary medals the fastest way. The best way is the raid, but I'll get into that as well. The next thing, we got the 500cc from the bingo. You guys need to just play that event every single day. Next, we got the 1K CC from PvP. It should be resetting this week, but then there'll be another PvP season. The 1K CC from Treasure Battle is a similar thing. You should be playing that every single day. You can get 2K CC from Shenron, I believe. So there's 1K CC from just doing the scans. And then when you make your wish, I believe you can pick Chrono Crystals, then you'll get another 1,000. There's also 500cc from Hoi Poi. There's 500cc from the 100k views of when we was watching the reveals and stuff. That will be coming soon. There's 500cc in the story. If you haven't played it, go ahead and play, and there'll probably be an update mid-anniversary as well. There's also 4.9k from the non-stop rate, so that's 700 every single week. There's 500cc from the anniversary battles, and then there's 150cc from likes and reposts. That's social media, which will be landing to you pretty quickly. So all of these are things that just come with the 6th anniversary. I will go into some of these in a lot more detail, but this is just a decent list of everything new. Hopefully this is helpful, but let's get into the nitty gritty of the whole anniversary. Right, so the first thing we're going to go into is the raid. The raid is always here. Every single month it comes out, but in this case, it's always here literally, because it's going to be here for 7 weeks. 7 non-stop raids every single week, offering 700 Chrono Crystals. That is insane. Let me go into the details of the raid just to give you guys some foresight on how you can easily participate and make the most out of it in the shortest time possible. You see here in the news, non-stop anniversary raid. Let's go to the details. In the details here, the first opponent we're fighting is Red Cell. They've made him red. It's not always the element relates to exactly what element the character is. But you can see here there's limited time rewards and there's drop rewards. You need to be aiming for both of them. The limited time rewards are very important. If you don't know what limited time rewards are, it basically forces you to play 3 times a day. You don't have to, but of course, if you want the most out of your grinding, you should play minimum 3 times a day. But cool, you'll get bigger drops when you do those. You need to build a party based on these units. So what you need to do is increase your drop rate and try to get to about 100%. So the new characters Gogeta and Vegito will be given 50% each. If you have both, that's good. Try get to 100% for the drop rate. Then for the drop amount, you want to increase it as much as you can. So depending on your star level for each unit in each category, you'll be able to obviously get more drops. So if you've got everybody at 1+ stars, you can see you'll be getting 70, that's 140 just off Gogeta and Vegeta alone. Broly, Sheen, Nappa, Vegeta, 40, and then Yamcha, Goku, 30. Super Vegeta, 25. But of course it depends on your star level. So if you don't have a lot of stars, you'll be getting lesser than if you had more. So they're basically rewarding you for summoning, and I find this super backwards because the point you're playing raid is to get Chrono Crystals so you can summon, but then they're making you use units that you probably didn't summon for. If you did, you didn't get. So then it's like grinding towards something that you didn't have, and it's like, bro, you know. But on top of that, of course, the new characters also have the battle bonus, so they're just stronger when fighting. But in most cases, when you rush, you will always take people out. So I just advise you try use the new characters if you can. Even if you can't, you can still play, and then you'll just be getting less drops. Or if you don't get 100% here, you'll be getting inconsistent drops, which is even worse. You'd want to get consistent drops every single time you play at the bare minimum. So that's everything for the raid pretty much. Just make sure to play 3 times a day. There's also rewards, whatnot for, you can see here, the challenges. Very simple, very easy. You can also get 6th anniversary medals, which works towards 4000 CC. Good to know, but I'll get into that in the missions way later. The Legends devs didn't announce one, but coming soon there will be a battle royale. I'm 100% sure they will drop a battle royale, and if you don't know what the battle royale is, it's basically a PvP mode where they make you restricted, so you can only use certain units or certain conditions or certain rules are applied. It's super fun, to be honest. Every single day for about 6 days, they're going to give out 2 tickets, and you need to log in every single day and get those 2 tickets. If you don't log in, as in go to the PvP screen, so you need to actually open PvP. If you don't open PvP, you won't get the tickets. Now there's time slots on when you can participate, so I believe it's like between 1 and 3 p.m. in the UK. Then there's another time slot between, like, I think maybe 8 and 11 p.m. Then there's another one at like 9 and 11 a.m. just for example. Those are the time slots that you can play, and then obviously that's when you use your tickets. Each ticket allows you to play. Now the only benefit of it is that when you go to the exchange shop in the Battle Royale shop, I just exchanged CC, but you can get 300 CC. 300 CC every 100 CC 3 times. It costs 2 of the coins, and you get the coins from winning the battle. That's pretty much it. You can get up to 300 Chrono Crystals. It's not a lot, but it's something they provide quite consistently, and you should expect the next one to be Fusion Warrior, given they just dropped Gogeta and Vegito. Maybe Saiyans, but most likely Fusion Warriors. Next up, we got soul boosting. It's one of the easiest methods, but it's really only accessible to people that are newer to the game, but I know there's going to be a lot of newer players that are going to be looking for Chrono Crystals that can abuse this method. So if we go to character list, what I advise you do is set this by element. Then you want to change this filter to possibly sparking. Sparking is the most likely, and that's all you pretty much need to do. Now what you want to do, if it's not element, the most efficient way would be to work through unlocked boost panels. So you can see here I've got them all sorted, and it shows you what people have per soul boost panels. Now I believe it's like every 100 boost panels you get 10 CC. Now that might not seem like a lot, but when you look at how many characters there are, it's going to be very easy to rack up, and just to soul boost one character, you immediately get 400 boost panels. So let's say I go to Frieza over here, right? If I go to soul boost, literally at the click of a couple buttons based on my resources, I've already got 426 panels just done like that. Now I've already got the cap. I believe the cap is about 200,000. It used to be higher than that if I'm not mistaken, but I think once you get to 200,000 you can no longer earn CC for it, but it's still super useful nonetheless. 200,000 divided by 10, that's a lot of Chrono Crystals, bro. Let's be honest. You can start with your sparkings, you can start with your ultras, you can start with your EXs, you can set it by element and then go element based. Depends on the resources that you have. It's just super good, but it's going to be quite tedious and it costs a lot in terms of resources and Zenny and whatnot. Even the Zenkais count, but of course Zenkais cost even more because they take Zenkai souls and whatnot. So soul boosting, definitely recommend it to every new player. Try catch on, try get on, so you can get your Chrono Crystals fast. If you want fast Chrono Crystals, soul boosting is the method of choice. Now this next method, I don't really recommend it, but a lot of people don't care about slot removers. So if you don't care about slot removers, this is a good method to utilize. So what you're going to want to do is go to the equipment section. So over here, open up equipment. You probably won't have this equipment, but I'll put you on in a second. So you can see this example here. I'm going to use Dragon Fist equipment here. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm going to re-upgrade this last slot. Now I've got 600 slot removers at the top. You will probably have a lot of slot removers if you don't use them. I'm going to go ahead here, and then I'm just going to re-roll it twice. Now I'm going to go to red. It doesn't really matter which one I do, but you're going to see that even though it's 10%, it's good. Even if it lands on 10% or anything higher, 10% is the lowest option, it would still remain a Z. Now, reason why this is good, I got 20% is still a Z. The reason why this is good is because no matter what I get, getting a Z adds to my Z missions. There's literally a mission in the Z missions which enables you to get Chrono Crystals from rolling a Z. I believe it's every 10 times you get a Z or higher, you get 10 Chrono Crystals, but there's also one for A or higher, and so on and so forth. So A or higher or Z or higher, those are the 2 missions available. If you just consistently keep doing that, every time I got a Z, so I did it 3 times there. Every time I keep doing it, I'll be getting, it counts as me re-rolling. And then that, if I keep doing that 10 times, that's 10 times and I got 10 chrono crystals. Do 10 more times, that's 10 more chrono crystals. Very easy to do, as you can see, but it only works with specific equipment. So these equipments that have 3 slots. What I mean by 3 slots is there's only 3 categories that you can get for that slot. You see this one here, it works percentage based, where it's like 5% to 8%. There's the range. I can get any number between that range. It could be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, all the way to 6.1, 6.2, all the way to 7.1, ending at 8. But with this one, I can either only get 10%, 20%, or the 3-line option that you can see there. Now, where you can get an equipment like this to grind it, all you need to do is get a good first slot. So like I had a good red slot on the first slot, ideally go for red, make the middle slot just good enough so the third slot can remain a Z even at its lowest potential. Go to Ultimate Equipment Collection and you're going to see all the character units down here. Now, a lot of them do work like this, but not all of them. So for example, let me press Margin Vegeta. His one doesn't, because it doesn't have the 3 slot option on any of the slots. But then there's a lot of characters that do have that, especially most of the newer ones nowadays. So even G4, who's one of the first ones, he has the 3 slot option. So it's really just which character you want to use it on. I just keep 4 Qs on standby. I never really use this method because I actually have value in slot removers, but a lot of people don't care about them because they just want the new unit. So if you really want chrono crystals and you're desperate, this is a good way to go, but I wouldn't recommend it over any of the other methods in this video, simply because slot removers are just super valuable and shouldn't be swept under the rug. This next way, you might have noticed this team that I have, it's based on friendship rank. Now, every time you increase your friendship rank, you're able to get about 3 chrono crystals, and it's very easy to do this. If I bring up my character list, you're going to see, and I changed the setting, you want to change it to friendship rank. There's a lot of characters that are literally 1. And if you have a team built exactly like this, where you have the friendship equipment on every single unit, you'll be able to level up the friendship rank from 1 to 2 in literally 1 run of a let's fight, and you can do 3 let's fights every single day. So that's 9 CC every single day from just doing let's fight if you're switching out every single time. And if you look at how many characters are in the game, there's all these heroes, there's all these EXs, and there's all the Sparkings and Ultras as well. So you can make pretty good progress very fast. It's not the only way you can get friendship points though. You can also get it from the new event here. It's the Invincible Super Warriors one. The 1 a day battle gives you friendship points, so if you have a friendship team, go ahead and use that as well. Now, you got to go ahead and grind a lot of these. I would advise you do so. For your main unit, go ahead and get 3 equipments with 3 red slots. But then if you can get 3 red slots for the equipment on every single unit like I have, you would obviously be enhancing your equipment. Now, this doesn't convert with a friendship for PvP to my knowledge. You might notice that a lot of my teams don't have multiple equipment on like the bench in some cases. These ones do, because I've been building them for such case, but a lot of them don't. I don't worry about the bench in most cases. Let me check my presets so I can show you. Yeah, look at the movies one. The 3 that I'm not using don't have equipment because the stats don't affect the bench. The bench doesn't affect the main lot because they're not being run, but for friendship it does. So if you can try get a whole team, you'll be increasing your progress, and every single day you can just get way more and more chrono crystals very easily. Next up, we got the story mode. I'm surprised more people don't play this. It's very easy but very tedious. It takes a long time as well, and there's a lot of cutscenes. I do understand, but it is the most efficient way of getting chrono crystals. I like to call it a 5-in-1. So for the first part, you'll be clearing the stories, right? I like to use part 2 as an example. You can see here there's 700, literally 728, I believe it was, stars you can get. Now approximately that would mean this is all free chrono crystals, which is insane. So let me actually bring one up just to show you. You get free chrono crystals for every single challenge. So for every single star, approximately it's 728. I know it's not, because it's the last challenge never is chrono crystals, but cool. You would be getting 728 times 3 just off the challenges alone. That's 2,000 chrono crystals. Then you also get, I believe, a first time clear, 10 chrono crystals for every single part of the story. Then on top of that, if you go to your missions, you also get chrono crystals from your Z missions, which is insane. Of course, I've got all of these here that I'm not claiming, just to show you. And then on top of that, you get Z mission, you get level up, so your Z level goes up, which is more chrono crystals. Then the final part here, there's more legends missions where you can get even more chrono crystals. So legit almost 5-in-1. I think it was maybe 6-in-1, I wasn't counting, but you can see how effective playing story mode is. It's the most efficient way of getting chrono crystals in the game that you can consistently do, especially if you're far behind. It's all the way on part, what, 14, 15? I think it just finished 15 or near finishing 15. So yeah, if you're not playing story mode, you're definitely missing out. Now, I spoke on the raid earlier, but just off common sense, you should be playing every single event. There's already the raid that I spoke about, but there's the choice battles, the challenge battles. Full power battle doesn't give you chrono crystals, but this fierce fight Whis does. All of these pretty much give you chrono crystals, the original series as well. The upgrades, they might give you first time clears, but they don't give you that much chrono crystals. Now, the main thing I want to say with the events is that you should be prioritizing the ones that are about to leave. So for this Whis event, it leaves in 3 days. Get it done before it leaves, because there's chrono crystals from the challenges and the first time clears, which is why it's important. But then there's events like this over here which don't even have timers on them, so you know they're going to be here for a while, so there's no rush. These ones here, so from, I believe it's Reddit down to Freezer, they never leave. But these two that drop adventures do leave. It's just not going to leave in a long time. It's pretty much going to be like 20 days. So there's literally no rush. But if it did have a timer on it, I'd say try and clear out the whole things, get all the challenges, get all the first time clears, just so you can have the chrono crystals pocketed. Because once the event goes, it cycles to something else. You'd have to wait a couple months until that specific event comes back, and you don't really want to go through that. That's why I advise you prioritize a certain way. The upgrade ones never leave, and a lot of them don't even drop chrono crystals anyways. And the special ones are always here as well, but there is chrono crystals you can get. Even here, I can get chrono crystals from this right here if I use real though. So yeah. The events, please be very analytical when it comes to which one you're doing first, because it's important that you do it in a certain order. I'm not going to spend much time on this because it's not up, but PvP should go without saying. I'm recording this before the maintenance end. I'll be getting 1,000 chrono crystals because I ended up top 1,000, but just aim for top 10,000 and you'll be alright. Try build one good team and then go through PvP. I've got a lot of guides on my channel that can help you get better at PvP, but literally every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, they give out rewards. I'm trying to see if I can find the PvP part of the news just so I can show you the like some of the rewards and whatnot. Are they gonna, did I scroll past it? Maybe I did. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. It's gonna be somewhere here though. But essentially all I'm saying is you should play PvP. It's just consistently resetting every 2 weeks. It's super effective way of just getting chrono crystals. I'm actually kind of annoyed that I can't find it. Like, I'm scrolling and it's not there, so it's kind of making me feel like, okay, can I not see it or something? I know it's in maintenance, so maybe it hasn't popped up. That would probably make the most sense. But PvP is resetting in literally 6 minutes, and I'm here recording this video. But if you can play PvP off of one good team, if you got these new units, you'll definitely be alright. But if you can build one good team, you'll definitely be able to get at least top 10,000. And that's enough for 1,000 chrono crystals every 2 weeks. Sometimes even more than that based on the exchange shop and whatnot. So definitely tap in to PvP, it's super valuable. In the same way I just mentioned PvP is super valuable, Tournament Power falls under the same boat. Literally every 2 weeks it resets and you can get 1,000 chrono crystals. You also get 300 chrono crystals from just making it to the top. Then I think you also get like 150 from the missions. So overall it's just really great. You only need one good team, and this is not the best team. It's just the team that I use because they heal a lot, and I have all their friendships high, and I believe friendship gives you key restore, key recovery, which is super good, and maybe health, but don't quote me on that because I'm not a Tournament Power expert. But if you do want help on Tournament Power, definitely join the Discord. The two things I'll just tell you is to build a good team and make sure you don't die. If you die, it will be a big problem because this game works on multipliers, and once you die, your multiplier will be cut so greatly that you won't make the top 10k. So just make sure you don't die and build one good team. Before you even step up in the path, make sure you have a good team, because you won't be able to change it unless you get to a yellow spot, and that wastes you getting points. So that's why I advise you join the Discord. There's teams there, routes there, everything that you need to be a Tournament Power pro if you really want it to be. Next up, we got hyperdimensional co-op. People like to sleep on this, but it's a good way to get chrono crystals. In the exchange shop, you can get 300 chrono crystals every time it resets, I believe, and that would cost 1,500 dual coins each for 100 chrono crystals. So you buy that 3 times, that's 4,500 in total for 300 chrono crystals. Very easy to get because they even changed it to 1, so you only have to play once a day now to get the limited time bonus. That would be 3 times worth 1 raid run with limited time rewards, so they just made it a lot more efficient than it used to be. And then you also get chrono crystals from the first time play and whatnot, and then the challenges that are available. So just like any other event, you should be sure to play this, because it's an easy way to get chrono crystals that people don't want to play just because it's tedious, but once a day is not going to kill you, which is why I advise you do it. Next up, we got the mission plan. Not much to say, to be honest. It's kind of common sense to do your mission plan, but what I want to advise is that you pick the battle lovers plan because it allocates the most chrono crystals. I believe you can get 500 specifically if you don't pay. So assuming you're free to play, you won't be paying for the extra premium, you can get 500 chrono crystals. But then if you do pay for it, you can get 1,500 extra, which is obviously 2,000, sorry. So you can get 2,000 in total if you do get the premium, but you can only get 500 if you don't get the premium. And the missions are simple. I finished them already, but they're just like play PvP, set adventures, things like that you can easily do just by playing the game. So go ahead and get your mission plan, buy that battle lovers plan. You don't want to be buying the other ones, even though they do provide some more resources. Ultimately, the chrono crystals always win in the end. Next up, we got the daily login, and we got your average missions, like your daily missions. I don't know why people don't do dailies, but doing your dailies is important because it builds your stamp rally. But then just logging in the first place, you get login bonuses that they might be doing for the campaign or whatever's going on at the time. But they also give you some extra events, so they have like the spin the wheel right now, which is a thing. Then you can also pick 10 to CC every single day just off the daily stamp like they give you. So there's just so many benefits to just playing the game. People be wanting chrono crystals but don't play the game, so it's like, what do you expect? You're not going to get your chrono crystals if you're not even playing the game. All you have to do is do your dailies, get your stamp rally. Over 14 days you can get up to 1,000 chrono crystals, which is dope. It used to be way worse than that, by the way, so I advise you go ahead and take advantage of the stamp rally. They reward you, sorry, for playing religiously, but if you want to get chrono crystals, you got to do that anyways, so it shouldn't really need to be explained in this detail. Next up, I got a factor you cannot control. It's called luck, aka RNG. If you don't know what RNG is, it stands for random number generator, implying that you have no control over getting chrono crystals this way. But if you go out your way to chase it, you increase your chances. So it's kind of like you miss all the shots you don't take, that type of mentality. Now you see this adventure here, there's a chance that it will drop 100 chrono crystals, and you get a free one every single weekend. Weekend implying Legends weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or no, it's not Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's Legends weekend, those 3 days. So at all those 3 days, I get one of these adventures, and I have a chance of getting 100 chrono crystals from it. I think the only other place that you can get like luck in terms of chrono crystals is PvP with the treasure battle. Yeah, PvP with the treasure battle and this. Those are the only 2 ways that luck is involved when it comes to CC. Maybe that spin the wheel as well, since it's here right now. Those will be the 3 ways. But yeah, it's not something you can control, but you missed all the shots you don't take, so at least take the chance on the fact that you might get chrono crystals. We got the last one here, the pay to win method of death. We got the shop. The shop is obviously the fastest and unpatched method of getting chrono crystals. All you need is a credit card, a debit card. Don't take somebody else's like your parents. Use your own responsibly. But if you do want chrono crystals, it's a method in the game that I have to bring up. Now I'm only bringing this up to advise what I would buy if I was going to buy. So what I would prioritize is the mission plan, especially if you've never bought it before. It's the cheapest thing that you can buy. Outside of that, I'd say the digger robots are very worth it. The silver one costs more and it gives you more in lesser time, but the red one, it takes more time, gives you less, but it is cheaper. So your choice based on that. Other than that, if you got the extra money to spend, I'd go for the weekend sale because you also get LLZ power, so it's like a 2-in-1. And then besides from that, I don't think there's any other sales that are really worth it. Maybe besides those like 1000 CC packs that they release every single new banner or every single month. But yeah, man, I'm not advising you spend money on this game. I'm just saying if you did have the extra money, like you got a gift card or something, I would advise those things in not necessarily that order, but those are things that I would buy if I was spending money on this game. Well, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. I tried my best to give you guys the best methods and the best details so that if you need any help regarding chrono crystals, you guys got it right here. The most perfect guide that you can get in the Dragon Ball Legends community. Gogeta and Vegito are phenomenal units. They look it too, so it's really wild that they'll drop them together and just, you know, I don't even have words. I just don't have words. It's just mad, man. They're really good looking. 2 units that fuse. Come on, man. That's top 1 material for any anniversary in any game. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.